This is Fox 5 Morning News.
Every day, another 10,000 baby boomers turn 65, and that means most of them are either getting ready to retire or feeling a little panicky about whether they can afford to retire. Our next guest says you can take your finger off the panic button for now. There are several things you can do to enhance the chance for a happy retirement. Brad Glickman is the president of the wealth management firm of Bernard R. Wolfe and Associates. Thanks for coming in. Good to see you.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming in on a President's Day as well. First of all, the number is astounding. 10,000 people a day, according to Pew Research, turn 65 and older. I am nowhere near that age, but I am in the baby boomer category, and it is very concerning. Do you get a lot of people who come in who are worried about this?
We do. We get a lot of people who come in and are worried about it. The oldest baby boomers right now are reaching age 65, and people are living longer today, but not necessarily better. And through my conversations with my clients, their primary concern is outliving their money. And they outlive their money, you know, you're in for big problems.
Right. You've got, there are several things that you say people need to do. First of all, I mean, panicking, I guess, is never a good thing, so we shouldn't panic, I guess.
Yeah, you should never panic, but when it comes to investing, and it's very important when you look at your investment portfolio, when you're working and you're in your prime working years, that's the accumulation phase. And in the accumulation phase, you may be able to handle some of the stock market volatility. And as you get closer to the distribution phase, it may be more important to reassess and re-examine your portfolio. You may need to make some adjustments because you never know when another 2008 is going to hit.
All right, let's go through. You've got 5 financial tips. You kind of touched on some of them here. 5 financial tips for every baby boomer to know. Number 1, you say, and we'll put some of these up on the screen, you say it's never too late.
It's never too late. If you haven't started to assess your financial situation, stop procrastinating. It's very likely that you're going to live, you know, if you've reached age 65, it's very it's common for you to live into your late 80s, early 90s at this point, but there are things that you can do in order to protect your portfolio against those major downturns.
Okay. You say re-examine your investment strategy. What if, I mean, you know, we talk about this all the time. Hey, you know, you're in the stock market, here's when you get in, here's when you get out, all that kind of stuff. What if you don't really have an investment strategy?
Well, you need to get an investment strategy. Hope is not an investment strategy.
That's good.
A lot of people just do the whole buy and hold type philosophy, and that's all fine and dandy until we hit a 2002 or until we hit a 2008. Then it's time to assess your portfolio. And there are things that can be done in order to reduce the overall volatility aside from traditional stocks or traditional bonds.
Is that something, well, I want to get through the next one, then I'll ask you a couple of specifics. The third thing you say is review your risk management plan. Now, what we always hear is, as you get older and closer to retirement age, get more conservative. Generally speaking, is that the right way to approach it?
Generally, it is. You want to get a little more conservative, but when we're talking about risk management, I'm referring to the insurance policies you may have and how that may affect your estate plan. When you're working, and you're in your working years, you may have disability insurance and life insurance and for income replacement purposes. And as you get closer to retirement age, it may be more important to have long-term care insurance. Now those costs can really derail a financial plan.
I was just talking to someone about this. You say that the main thing we need to do is, one of the main things is review our budgets.
Yeah, you have to review your budget. It's always a good starting point. Taking a look at what your expenses are and how you're spending your money. During your working years, hopefully, you're spending less than you're making, and therefore you have a cash flow surplus and you're building up that nest egg. But during the retirement years, you're going to need to draw on that nest egg. The problem is if you're drawing too high a percentage from your assets, it may be unsustainable, and it's possible that you're going to need to cut back on some of those expenses and make some sacrifices.
And some of your expenses go up in retirement. We always think of expenses going down, but some go up in your retirement.
Some do go up.
Medical expenses and the like. And you say get professional help.
Yeah, get professional help. It's very good to sit down with a certified financial planner who can go over your goals, your needs, your objectives. And the one thing that's very difficult for someone to do on their own situation is provide objectivity. A planner can provide that objectivity and do the hand-holding, especially when the markets are down and your emotions are getting involved.
I like what you say, that hope is not a financial strategy, because I think many of us have that hope, like, it's going to work out. We have to assume maybe it won't.
Yep.
All right. Brad Glickman with Bernard R. Wolfe and Associates. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
I do appreciate it. Yeah. Allison, back to you.
So I take it just praying that we'll be okay is out too.
That's out too.
Okay, thank you for that clarification.